So I saw one of my mutuals had to go into the whole idea of the Irish slave narrative and how bad the Irish had in America compared to the blacks. I'm going to play something. I'm going to play it in its entirety, and I want you to take a real good listen to it.
Two ways. If the Irish American community became too involved in our struggle against oppression, it might raise some questions as to the contradictions within their own body politic in America. Particularly here in Boston, there is nothing sadder to people struggling against oppression in Ireland to look towards Boston City and see our people. We know how they got here. We know the oppression they fled from Ireland in various generations to get to this city, being used to oppress the black people of this city. People tell me I don't understand the situation. They tell me blacks are lazy, they don't want to work, they want to lower the standard of education. In fact, they tell me all the things I was brought up to hear about myself, things Protestant people said about Catholic people in Belfast. And I think that's part of it too. I mean, if they really understood what was happening in Ireland, they would get themselves sorted out and stand on the right side here, because we identify very closely in our struggle for equality and our struggle against oppression. In fact, the whole inspiration of our civil rights movement 10 years ago came from the Black movement of America. And it looks to us from where we stand at home that our people are being oppressed with the active assistance of our people. We find that very sad.
It is long past time for people to stop using the pain of the Irish indentured servants against the pain of enslaved African Americans. It is long past fucking time for that shit to end. Because what you're doing is you're not addressing the root causes, which is rich and powerful using poor people. What you're doing is using one group's pain against another. If you are a white person, please understand, this is the bullshit that your ass is perpetuating when you bring this shit up in the first place. It is not an oppression Olympics. History is what history is. If you do not want to talk about history, then stop lying about it. And if you are an Irish person or an Irish descendant who has these mentalities, this idea that you are somehow better than the black man because you think they're this, that, and the third, understand there are Irish people today who are ashamed of you. They are ashamed, and so are your descendants. If you're perpetuating white supremacy, you are actively becoming a white supremacist. Remember that.